To CM Aviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have the April 2025 Orange County John Wayne Santa Ana International Airport update for you all. I hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video as Orange County continues to move forward. We got some really exciting developments and a bunch of newer MAX aircraft and NEOs as well. So I hope all of you are excited for this. Let's just go ahead and take a look. So several of those newer aircrafts will start our update today, as some of these aren't new, but American especially and United have really started to implement more of these newer aircrafts. So starting right here, we have this Air Canada Boeing 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is currently, macro mode just does not want to cooperate, coming in from Vancouver today and going to be heading back out there on the daily flights, so we absolutely love to see that. Next, we have the Breeze Airways Airbus E220-300. Several routes resume next month, so today we're going to be utilizing their service over the Grand Junction, and this aircraft came in from Montrose, and hopefully that will be returning sometime next winter, so very excited to see that return. We're also going to be seeing a bunch of A220s today, I should mention. Delta Airlines with their Airbus E220-300 is going to be heading out to Minneapolis today. I expect mainly these to go to Minneapolis, and then the E220-100, which is right across the street, is going to be heading out to Salt Lake City today after coming in from Seattle. So a bunch of A220-100s go into those airports. So yeah, a bunch of A220s for Delta here at Orange County. It's certainly fun to watch. Our next flight's going to be to Detroit on this Delta Airlines Boeing 777. This is a Gen 1 aircraft of the Dash 200 variant, of course. Dash 300 has never flown in Orange County. It probably never will. So that's why we have that aircraft looking strong with our DTW service. American Airlines, like I said, they have a bunch of newer aircraft. I did include a 738 just for the sake of doing it because it's kind of a transition, but there are a bunch of MAXs and NEOs in here. So here's our first Airbus A321neo. This aircraft's currently making a non-stop flight today, which is going to be coming in. I kind of fumbled. I forgot a A321 for New York John F. Kennedy. So I'm going to bring this in from John F. Kennedy, and this aircraft came in from Phoenix earlier. Phoenix is seeing a bunch of Airbus A321neos. In fact, all the flights are MAXs or NEOs, so that just goes to show how much they value the performance of these larger narrow-body aircraft. So definitely expect to see more of that as American's about to introduce the A321XLR into their fleet. I think it just rolled out in France, so very cool. Next, we have this American 737-800. As I said, there's still plenty of these coming in from Dallas-Fort Worth, so that's where it's going to be coming in from, and there's actually a fourth daily flight to Chicago, so we're going to feature that here. So certainly really awesome to see the progression of all these services, so no doubt plenty of opportunity here for American Airlines. And then lastly, we have this American Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. As this aircraft's going to be making a flight today. And yeah, I mentioned, did I mention Charlotte previously on the 321neo? I think I did. So I'm trying to see what service I didn't mention. But anyway, we have 5 destinations. So we're going to say this guy's coming in from Dallas-Fort Worth, and now it's going to be making a flight today over to Chicago O'Hare. So looking very nice. And again, very strong with American's destinations. Unfortunate that Miami and the other service to Austin didn't work out, but hopefully we'll see American try some new routes in the future. Here we have United. Again, United, we're seeing a bunch of MAXs in here as well, so another transition. I'll have more MAXs in following updates. Glad I got the Gemini still. That's going to be vital for the collection. Starting with this United 737-700. This aircraft's currently making a flight today coming in from Newark and is going to be heading on over to Chicago. But Chicago and Houston are mainly MAXs. Actually, this goes to Houston this month because the following months, I believe Houston and Chicago will be all MAXs, which is impressive. Now, Newark will still have the 737-700 due to the long distance, so that'll work well. So yeah, very happy about that. And this Boeing 737 MAX 8 is coming in from Chicago O'Hare, and now it's going to be making a flight today over to Denver. So plenty of MAXs from Denver too, and we're also getting the MAXs from San Francisco, so plenty of opportunities there. Speaking of San Francisco, the Airbus A320 is going to be coming in from there, and this one's going to be now heading on back out there because for realism's sake for the most part, so that's really cool. And we got a bonus A319 coming in from Denver, and this aircraft's also going to go to San Francisco. So mainly seeing those Airbuses and older aircraft on those flights to Denver and San Francisco, but the longer flights they've definitely optimized for the newer, more efficient aircraft. So working out strong. Finally, I'm so sorry that it took so long, but we finally have it. I was so bummed because this came in, I think, a week after I recorded the previous Orange County updates. But we have the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. So glad to finally have it. And of course, they're not really flying many of them in here right now, but they get substituted pretty often as Seattle and Portland. And now San Francisco all have 738s regularly. So this will be our Seattle turn. I think it's like 8 daily. It's pretty impressive. I think they added a couple flights since. And then this Disneyland livery is going to be coming in from San Francisco and heading out to Portland. San Francisco, I think this is the first time I've ever seen it on a 738. So this was definitely going to be really nice here and continuing to move forward with all the applicable items. So that's absolutely awesome. And Alaska did do very good with their Boise service. That continues into the summer. So here's this Embraer 175, and that's going to be doing exactly what I just said, heading out to Boise. And this aircraft came in earlier from Santa Rosa. So yeah, we still have all those strong destinations going awesomely. We'll have Bozeman back later on and Tucson hopefully as well. And don't forget about Seattle, Everett too. So plenty of opportunities. So yeah, but really happy to see Boise really performing very well. Next, we have Frontier on Griswold, the Airbus A320neo. This aircraft's coming in from San Francisco and now it's heading out to Las Vegas. So good variety here for Frontier. They've been more successful with the routes that they've added recently, so that's been awesome. Spirit holds strong with their 2 services coming in from Las Vegas, now heading out to Oakland. So no shortage of consistency there for the ULCC. And Allegiant Air also going really strong. This Airbus A320 is currently coming in from Colorado Springs and now it's going to be making a flight today out to Des Moines. I'm going to be interested to see if any of the LAX routes transition over here. If you don't know, Allegiant's closing their crew base in Los Angeles after this summer, so I'll be interested even with the full capacity because the Allegiant gate's almost full all the time, even on off-peak days. If they'll be able to sneak a couple of those routes into here, and I think there's a chance that they might, so we'll definitely have to keep our eye on it. I would expect them to be probably shorter with the runway length, so there are quite a few of those. There's several in Montana. Now keep in mind they do have a couple of those here, particularly Missoula, and I thought there was one more maybe, but I guess not. Missoula was one for sure though. They might have had Kalispell out of here at some point, but regardless, we'll see if there's going to be any of those LAX routes here at some point. And they could fly some longer ones. Des Moines is the longest. It's a pretty long flight. So they also had Austin for a period of time, which has since been discontinued. Here we have this Southwest 737-700 to start their lineup. This is Louisiana 1. And this aircraft is currently coming in from Dallas Love Field and now is going to be heading out to Las Vegas. And we have this 737-700. Yuck, that's a not a very good look. This aircraft is currently making a flight today coming in from, let's see here, San Jose del Cabo, and now it's going to be heading out to Puerto Vallarta. And we have this 737-700, which is getting ready to push back today, heading on over to Austin after coming in today from Sacramento. And then we have a MAX 8 down there at the end coming in from Nashville, and now it's going to be heading on to Houston Hobby. So looking very strong for those aircraft. Over here we have our cargo offerings. We got a FedEx Airbus A300 freighter, and this is currently coming in from Memphis and is going to be heading back out there. I'm sorry, Los Angeles is going to be heading back out there. It's the 757 that makes the full jump. This one comes in from Louisville for UPS, so pretty impressive despite the space constraints. Here we have a Gulfstream G5. This is just a quick reposition flight, G650ER, to Van Nuys. It came in earlier from Houston. That's going to be the Hobby Airport. JSX Embraer 145. This aircraft is currently making a flight today in from Las Vegas and now is going to be heading out to Reno, which apparently ended in March. I'm not sure if that's exactly true or not, but the destinations might be a little limited because it's all Concorde as well. Could be seasonal, but regardless. And I'm not sure who gave them the money to fly to Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's pretty crazy. But anyway, here's some beautiful jet set private aircraft. We got PC-12, which is going to be doing a local flight, and the King Air is currently going to be the 350, making a flight today over to San Diego's Montgomery Field. So looking very nice. I'm going to pan over to the other side here to give you all a different perspective because I really want to get a good look at these two. And the GA game has stepped up so much, and that NetJet's just, it fits the airport so well. I could get 3 of them and it would look amazing, but trying to be mindful of spending considering they're $32 each, which is a very fair price. They're really detailed, and I mean, they simply, it takes hours, so I completely understand why they are priced where they are. We got G5, and this aircraft's going to be heading out to, let's see, we already did the Houston Hobby, so we need to send this one to Teterboro, and this aircraft came in earlier from Seattle. And then we got the NetJets Challenger 600. These fly literally everywhere. So this aircraft's going to be coming in from Santa Rosa, and now it's going to be making a flight today up to Great Falls, Idaho. So looking very nice. One more Southwest, this 737-700 is coming in today from Denver, and now it's going to be heading over to Phoenix. We got the Delta Embraer 175 from Las Vegas, 3 daily. They've done very well with that service, so that's certainly been fun to watch and definitely one of the most successful new additions here at the airport. We got a Delta 757-200. This is going to be the Gen 2, and this aircraft is taxiing out for departure arriving in from Atlanta. Going to be heading back out there, and a 4th daily flight starts this month, which is outstanding. I don't know if it was ever 4 dailies, so extremely impressive here. Delta's done a great job with their flights, picking up new routes along with enhancing their current services. It also looked like there was more frequencies for Salt Lake City and Seattle as well. I think there was a couple of extra 175s added in from what I recall there being previously. Now, I didn't, wasn't crazy attentive to it, but it seemed like there was more. So regardless of the case, the airports are doing very well. So absolutely love to see that. Taxiing out for departure, we have a WestJet Boeing 737-700. I just angled it that way for the lighting. It really should be angled off like this. And WestJet is heading out to Calgary today, which has been a very good service. And there will be a max on it this summer on the 4 weekly flights. Unfortunately, I don't have a max, so I'll have to throw an 800 in here. I believe that's June when we'll be seeing that. And lastly, we have a Challenger 300, and this aircraft's taxiing out for departure today, heading out to Boston after coming in from, that's way too far, sorry. Heading out to St. Louis and came in earlier today from Duluth, Minnesota. So very nice to get the variety of routes. And I also want to mention that I'm really happy with the GA pickups here that I've been able to utilize. It certainly helped enhance the lineup here at Orange County, and that area is really growing. So I definitely hope to get more aircraft like the NetJets Challenger. I know VistaJet had an international registration come out from 3D Design Deck, so I'm definitely considering that one. And I'm sure that more good ones will be coming out as well. So there's also a Canadian yellow line aircraft that's pretty generic, and I think I could probably get away with it at all the airports. So I'm certainly considering that as well. But I want to start with NetJets because obviously that is a great looking aircraft, and the next ones I'll probably combine on shipping, but I just want to make sure that I got that one. So that's why that was an isolated order, but certainly worked out very well nevertheless. Anyway, yeah, really good progression here at Orange County. We do not have any new routes, a little unfortunate, but we do have a bunch of moving pieces to talk about, so we'll talk about those real quick. First off, next month, Breeze will be resuming for the summer several routes, and those include Columbus, Orlando, and Tampa, so looking forward to covering those routes here in the near future. It's also worth noting that there's several new frequencies. There's a new one to Dallas, new one to Chicago for American, I believe. And then Delta, like I said, Atlanta, and I believe the other two cities also were new frequencies, so that's impressive. It looked like Southwest was doing really well. I'm sure there was a new one in there. I did not dive completely into it, but they're doing good. So really no worries there in any capacity. And Alaska, like I said, I think there's several new flights there too. Excuse me, my goodness. Don't eat after you film, don't film after you eat. Let's try it that way. Because as you can tell, that happens. But regardless of the case, what I was trying to get to with all that was that Orange County is doing really good. Despite there being no new routes, there is a bunch of enhanced capacity. So there's plenty of opportunity to fly to these places. And I think Portland did get new flights too due to their new banks. So pretty awesome. Plus Boise on Alaska for the whole summer. That's going to be great. So excited to continue to cover it all, and I hope all of you are excited for it. All the airlines here, one big happy family. We got quite a few options here at Orange County. So this airport certainly played out very well. As you all know, this airport last month was 5 years old. So very excited to continue to make the airport updates. And what's next is I'm sure new routes and additional developments will be coming up strong. Excited to do this airport for as long as I can. I'm sure that I don't see any reason why it would ever need to be discontinued. So yeah, we're on to the next update though. So I really hope all of you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love you do. My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as CM Aviation is signing off.